You're listening to the Raw Reaction on the AngryMarks Podcast Network.
Happy New Year and welcome to a belated Raw Reaction. This is AngryTensai with my main man, Big Dick. Big Dick, how you doing on this Wednesday night?
Dude, I am doing great, AngryTensai. And to all our viewers out there, I would like to wish them a Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
A New Year and a Happy 2017. Hope,
I'm going on Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. Happy all of it, brother. All of it.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
So you feeling good this New Year, buddy? Do you feel like you're ready to do big things this year?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I got 3 tattoos so far this year, so got that going for me. And that's about it so far. That's the big highlight of my year, and then Raw Reaction, of course.
Yes, our New Year's resolution, because we don't really believe in resolutions. We believe that if you're good, you're just good, and you don't need the turn of the calendar to create a better you. So what we believe in is we just need to be here and be present. So we're excited to have started the year 1 for 1 and been here on the Raw Reaction. It's great to be here, and we were so excited that we're here on Wednesday. Like we've been on a bender since Monday night because Raw was so good that we've just been drinking, and we finally have sobered enough to do the show. Yes.
It was quite the show. Great start to the new year, and I'm really stoked heading into Royal Rumble. The show usually around Christmas time they have a couple mail-it-in shows, which was definitely the case this year. But this show started off the new year right.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I really thought the show was great. I don't want to go right to the end because it was, I mean, what makes a show good, and we've talked about this before, is when all the storylines intertwine and it all comes together. And this is one of the times where really like the whole show came together and built up to the ending, and the ending delivered, and it made you really believe there's like 6 or 7 guys that could win the Royal Rumble. So, I'm excited. So, I got a chance to watch the whole show, and I watched it in its entirety, and I guess probably one of the things to talk about first that was kind of unique to Raw, because before we get into the Royal Rumble stuff, I thought the Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman match, I thought it was like, to me, kind of surprising. I don't really like their styles. I think, like, together, I think they clash, but this match was awesome. I mean, when you use a gimmick match on Raw, it's got to deliver, because it's very rare you'll see something like a last man standing match on Raw. And I thought Sami Zayn looked awesome in the process, and he actually gave Braun Strowman a great match. I don't really know what more to say outside of the fact that you got to kill Sami Zayn. You have to absolutely kill him to beat him. And that's what they're going for, the Mick Foley heir apparent. And I just thought it was unbelievable. It was a great match, and Braun Strowman was dominant as you can expect.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the match. It was definitely entertaining, definitely good. I just don't know where they're going with continuing to have Zayn lose these matches. And I get the ultimate underdog angle, but I mean, how many more matches if he's getting stretchered out and getting his ass handed to him? How many more matches is he really going to get against Braun Strowman? I mean, this is almost like Rusev versus Jack Swagger, where it seemed like Jack Swagger got like 20 matches against Rusev and lost every single one of them.
Yeah, I think it's what they're going for is that he can survive Braun Strowman, but I guess Sami Zayn, and I don't think it's a bad thing, is your perennial like IC title guy, and I want to see what he's billed at for weight, because I mean, you look at the renaissance of Neville, who, he's probably been one of the most exciting guys on TV over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Sami Zayn is billed as 212, so they could easily put him in the cruiserweight division at 205. I mean, he could lose 7 pounds. So maybe they'll go to that route with him, but I think he's just your perennial mid-carder, and he's a strong mid-carder. He's not a lower middle carder like Titus O'Neil, who we'll talk about in a little bit, who I thought stole the show tonight. But he's not an upper middle carder, but he's a solid mid-carder. He's kind of like, I can't believe I'm going to say this because I'm not joking around, actually. He's kind of like what Benoit was in WCW. Kind of like solid. He can win any match, but he probably
not going to get a championship, but he can sniff like the IC championship. That's a good.
Yeah, but I think he could be like on the right night, he could win the right match and get a title shot for the world title. He shouldn't win it, but he can get it. He's like that. He's that kind of towards that upper middle card. And Strowman, honestly, I was not sold on him. I'm still not really ultimately sold on him, but I think he actually belongs now. So that's good. I don't think I think once he loses, his mystique's gone, but I do think, he's been built up to be a legit threat. I mean, I hope he does not win the Royal Rumble. I know there's talk of him being one of the possibilities of about 4 or 5 guys. I truly hope it's not him, but at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he's going to win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't think he's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right, but at the same time, I think with the push that they're trying to give him, I think if that's the only match that he's in, even if he wins the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I don't think that's a good enough use for him at WrestleMania. I mean, I feel like he almost needs, even on a pre-show, he needs a one-on-one match. I would think, based on the way they're pushing him and the way they're building him up right now.
The problem I have with Strowman winning the Royal Rumble is then he has to essentially headline WrestleMania, and I mean, I don't like that. I don't think it's.
I don't think they'll do it because I mean they have so many other people who can headline it. But I mean, there's still even if you want to build Strowman up as somebody who could win it, that's great. It's believable he can win it. No individual wrestler, or there's going to be very few individual wrestlers who are going to be able to possibly knock him out of the ring. Not saying he's not going to get knocked out, but it's going to take a group effort. It's going to take a couple of wrestlers probably teaming up on him. So he's going to be a hard out. He's going to be like trying to get Kane out every year, or like Mark Henry. Like you need a couple guys to get him out. You can still get him out. I mean, right. I like they're continuing to build him up. I mean, he definitely had a slow start to his career. It seemed like they were pushing him, and then he would sort of disappear.
Right.
But I mean, I think this could sort of be his arrival as like upper mid card on an upper mid card heel, but like kick your ass heel, not like a pussy cheating heel, like just somebody who just beats your ass and is not like.
Yeah, I have no problem with the way he was booked here, and I have no problem with him being one of the favorites to the Royal Rumble. I hope he doesn't win it. To my point,
yeah.
On that same vein of Braun Strowman, there was a person who paralleled Braun Strowman when he came in, and that's Nia Jax, who's like the female version of Braun Strowman. I think we were all surprised in the Survivor Series when she essentially tapped out to Becky Lynch's Disarmer. I was really surprised by that. But I figured, it's a Royal Rumble match. People have to get eliminated. And then tonight, Bayley decided to talk to Stephanie McMahon in the back, and Stephanie McMahon basically told Bayley she thinks she's a joke. She doesn't like her. Mick Foley made her sign her, and she doesn't think much of her. And Bayley's like, well, I've beaten Charlotte or whatever. And Stephanie goes, all right, well, you're going to get your title shot against Charlotte. You just have to win one match tonight, number one contenders match. And Bayley's like, oh, thanks so much. And, I'm shocked. I'm like, and what's coming. And she goes, yeah, well, he's got to beat Nia Jax. And everybody's like, oh boy, that's going to be a tough win. So, Nia Jax I thought to myself, will they redo the NXT title match that I saw between the two of them? The one Bayley one where she kind of just jumped on her back and just sleeper hold and choked her out, but that wasn't what happened here. She did try that, but Bayley basically got destroyed the majority of the match. I mean, she got some moves in here and there, but Sasha Banks actually literally came down in the ramp and distracted Nia Jax just long enough that Bayley was able to hit the Bayley to belly and really shock us and get the big win. I mean, that's really the first time Nia Jax has lost on non-NXT TV that wasn't, Survivor Series. So I was a little surprised by it. I mean, of course, it was a little cheap, but I mean, a win is a win nonetheless, and it was a clean win.
Shot, title shot. I like this because it sort of sets up two things. It sets up Bayley and Charlotte, and it also sets up Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks, which I think could be a possibly entertaining feud. And in the lead up to it, I could definitely see tag team matchups with Flair and Nia.
I agree. I think Nia is going to beat Sasha too, and I think it's good that Nia lost this match on TV because you can't have guys like the problem with Strowman is once he gets beat, I don't think any less of Nia Jax. I still think she's an ass kicker, and I still think she's probably the number 2 person or the number 3 person. No, you got workers and then you got kayfabe, right? In kayfabe, to me, Nia Jax is number 1 or 2, right? I mean, she can, if everything's equal, she should beat everyone. Maybe Charlotte could pull it out because Charlotte just tends to win matches. So they've done a really good job of building up Nia Jax as credible, and I have no problem with her as a big player,
Yeah, and she pulled double duty. She was actually on the NXT pay-per-view. They had a pay-per-view in Japan about a week ago that she was in. She faced Asuka.
Who won that match?
Asuka ended up winning it.
Yeah, that was like a really big house show. They turned it into a network special.
All house show. It was a good show. Nakamura won against Samoa Joe. Asuka won. I'm trying to think who else wrestled in.
I like the way you just said that.
What's that?
Samoa Joe. You didn't say Samoa Joe. You said Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe?
Yeah, Samoa Joe.
Anyway, Samoa Joe lost, which I think makes it a very good likelihood that he will be wrestling in the Royal Rumble.
Really, Samoa?
I hope Samoa wrestles in the Rumble.
I love Samoa, man. Samoa's my boy.
Dude, by the way, dude, did you get the shit I sent you the other day?
I didn't. Jesse said to me, you emailed her about it might be in my mailbox. I haven't gotten it.
Oh shit! It said it was dropped off at your house. Damn.
Really?
Yeah, I'll track it and make sure. But
honestly, it's probably in my mailbox. We haven't gotten the mail, so it probably got dropped. It's probably in my mailbox. I will go out there first thing in the morning and get it if it's in there. But I have not received anything personally, but we have not gotten the mail. I didn't get it yesterday because, as you know, I was in Boston, so I actually did not. I did not get it like I normally do, and then today I was just lazy and didn't get it. So that's probably what happened.
Cool deal, man. Well, anyway,
I'm not reliable, Vic. We're learning this. I'm just not reliable.
hey, man, we made it on only 3.5 hours or 3 hours 45 minutes after originally scheduled. So
after Samoa Joe,
dude, Samoa Joe is the fucking man.
How about Enzo Cass with Enzo in a wheelchair versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal? How do you feel about this Rusev Jinder Mahal thing?
You know what? I think they're just two heels. I don't think they're ever going to become a tag team or anything. I actually, I have a feeling that this Cass stunt with just all the theatrics he's putting on is going to eventually lead to Enzo, the stunt, is eventually going to lead into Cass just beating the piss out of him and turn a heel.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, it seems like he's definitely been getting the short end of the stick the last couple weeks. And with Enzo coming out in a wheelchair and doing like hitting on guys' wives. I mean, he's basically picking the fights and then going to hide behind Cass.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that, then they should just commit to him being the manager. You know what I mean? Just commit to it all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're not going to be, I think they could be a good tag team together and possibly even win the straps at some point. But I have a feeling that Vince McMahon is probably just dying to get Big Cass pushed through the moon.
Well, I think they should put the straps on you personally.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, why not? I think you'd be a good champion.
You know what? I think I could be a good champ. I could be the.
I think you'd be good. I'm a fan. But yeah. So yeah. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised. I mean, it's a handicap match that Mahal and Rusev won. I mean, Rusev has just been really making Cass and Enzo look like fools across the board. But you know, I mean, I love Rusev, as you know. I just don't like him being paired up with the biggest jobber on maybe all of Raw and SmackDown. But go figure. I guess a win's a win's a win. But Rusev comes over Cass, and this is not even close to the end of this one. So more to come there. Good synopsis, though. I appreciate what you said there. I'm purposely leaving off the whole Goldberg main event segment because it's all intertwined, and I want to cover that because I thought it was done so well and so deep. One thing I didn't like tonight, I mean, this isn't going to surprise you. Since I didn't like the match, I just didn't like the outcome. Kendrick versus TJ Perkins for the 9,000th time. I was really surprised to see Kendrick just tap out and TJ go over. Any thoughts on that?
You know what? I don't know. I feel like this is just rehashing. This was like the big main cruiserweight like matchup the first month that it was started, and now I feel like these guys are just sort of like enhancement talent almost. Like these guys need to battle fresh people, like Neville could battle.
Yeah, I agree. Well, you know, to your point, one thing that really angers me about, you say enhancement talent. I heard that our very own Killer Kev has been saying on Thursday Night AMP that we are the enhancement talent, meaning me and you, of Angry Marks Podcast. What do you think of that?
I like it.
I don't think it's appropriate, to be honest with you, to call us by such names. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? It is what it is.
Killer Kev is a guy that's full of hate and anger. He's kind of like the Rusev of Kentucky. He is a hater. Killer Kev. He is a hater. He's a total hater.
He's a hater. But, and we are players.
Let me say, what else did we have that we had? I don't even want to cover this. I was actually surprised Cedric Alexander lost again to Drew Gulak. I mean that a lot. I don't know. I mean, Anthony Nese caused it by Tony Nese or whatever by getting up on the ring and Cedric got rolled up, but Cedric basically lost his last two matches. So the one thing I was thinking though about Cedric is he's had like 3 Raw matches 3 weeks in a row. It's good exposure for him, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's the good thing about Raw. I mean, you can build the stories up on 205 Live and sort of go with what's working on Raw.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get to all the main stuff, there was also a match between. I want to leave New Day before we get to the great stuff because I really liked that segment. But it looks like we're heading to Cesaro and Sheamus, the band or whatever they call themselves, the crew, the brothers, the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Gallows. The what?
The Good Brothers.
Right? Wasn't that what they had? Good Brothers for Life on their jacket.
I don't recall. I'd have to look it up.
Well, those two jabronis, Carl Anderson actually beat Cesaro thanks to interference, but I just was shocked by that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, I think that again, I'm not positive what WWE is looking to do with the New Day. I mean, they announced them as in the Royal Rumble So, I mean, this could be a precursor to the New Day getting split up for all we know. But it's interesting having them put Anderson and Gallows, who were sort of pretty much given up from dead or for dead a couple weeks ago by us, back into the main event picture. So I don't know if they.
I thought about that. I think there's a reason. You know what that reason is? I think that Cesaro and Sheamus have to have their first feud, so they've picked intentionally these guys because they can just job them.
You know what? That's a good point. They can, and you know what? There's not that many other tag teams out there, so that's a good point. I could see Cesaro and Sheamus taking the title in a while.
Now let's just cut the bullshit because you put it. You got us right to the point. I mean, I could care less about the match, but there was something I absolutely loved tonight, and that was Titus O'Neil's pitch to join the New Day. Did you not love that?
You know what? I liked it a lot. I did. For fans at home who may not have seen the whole show or need a refresher, why don't you explain, give us the play-by-play as you remember the highlights of it.
Well, not only will I say, I gotta be careful here. I mean, these guys are given angles and things that they need to go do out on the floor by creative. And somebody thought it would be a good idea to have Titus go out, pitch joining the New Day, and essentially put an innuendo out there without actually blatantly saying it. And I just think it's borderline inappropriate, but it's pretty damn funny. Titus comes out and he's like, well, you know, I'm the perfect fit for the New Day. You know, I'm a guy, I want to join you guys. Imagine me on the box of Bootios with you guys. You have the Titus brand in New Day, and I think I'd be a great fit for you guys. And watch right now. So literally he goes into the New Day Rocks thing himself, and, you know, he kind of fits, and he doesn't outright say it, but he says, hey guys, think about it. Titus brand, you guys, me, I can dance, I got this, I got that, we're a lot alike. I'm like, oh boy, they're going there. And they didn't quite go there, but they did. Don't you think?
Yeah, that was a little close for comfort.
It was really funny. But here's the thing though. Call me crazy, and I'm not trying to stereotype, but didn't Titus really play well off those guys? I was like, this could definitely work. I just thought he was good with them.
You know, Titus, I mean, I feel like they've been looking for a way to push him. Even if he were to just battle everybody in New Day or sort of be an enemy, I think that's still better than the push he's getting otherwise. Because otherwise he's battling Jinder Mahal or the biggest scrub in 205 Live.
Well, what pisses me off is like they rejected him, which I was kind of like, okay, the faces are rejecting him, and then he basically Titus goes off about how Xavier Woods is the weak one, and everybody knows he's the weak one, he's the weak link, and I thought that was really funny because no one's actually really ever said that before, but it was kind of cool. And basically they go into a match. Yeah, Woods was like, I'll fight you in a match, and I was really surprised. Woods beat O'Neil. I mean, they're clearly just not investing in Titus O'Neil at all.
Yeah,
you know.
I hear what you're saying. Definitely a little disappointing there.
Yeah, so that was interesting all to itself. So, you know, it was interesting. It was good. It was funny. You know, I had a good laugh. So I love that segment. And now let's get to really where everything intertwined. I mean, this is basically the whole show. So you had Seth Rollins taking on Kevin Owens in a non-title match, and then you had a U.S. title match, which was really hotly contested, and it was the match of the night, Roman Reigns versus Chris Jericho. Well, how did we get here? Kevin Owens came out, and he was talking about his new show that they were going to have tonight, and Mick Foley basically told Kevin Owens, you know, unfortunately for you, you're going to have to interview Goldberg tonight. And he was really pissed off about that. And he was furious, and meanwhile Chris Jericho was told he had a U.S. title shot tonight, but if Seth Rollins beats Owens tonight, well, Roman Reigns can be Seth Rollins can be at ringside, but then Kevin Owens can't, or vice versa if they lost. So they're setting up things left and right. I had no problem with this segment. They used the segment literally just to set things up, and it basically was to show that Foley and McMahon were back on the same page, that being Stephanie McMahon. I thought it was fine. I could see Owens had no respect for Goldberg. He said, you know what, he's been gone, for 10 years. We're going to ask all the hard questions, like, where the hell you been for 10 years? And then Jericho's like, yeah, why don't you ask him why he's a stupid idiot? And it was kind of funny. So, they go to the first match, and it's Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. And, one thing I thought to myself is it's a pretty big match to just kind of open Raw with, don't you think?
What's that?
I just thought to myself watching Owens versus Rollins, it's a pretty big match to just kind of open Raw with casually, don't you think?
Yeah, well, that's why it was a fluke finish there. I don't understand why they had it and they put the stipulation on it only to get Owens disqualified in about 5 minutes, which pretty much eliminated him from the matchup later on in the show. I don't understand why those items were chosen.
Well, we may find out, because when Chris Jericho was told that he'd be getting a U.S. title shot tonight, or Chris Jericho was told, Kevin Owens kind of didn't like that. He kind of looked back a little bit, and maybe, just maybe, Owens purposely got himself disqualified because he didn't want to help Jericho. I don't know. I'm not sure. But, I'm not necessarily sure of that, but it's just a possibility. I thought Owens once again looked pretty stupid. Not that I don't think he's stupid. I just thought he looked stupid because, he basically just couldn't keep control and lost the match. And, now not only does he can't help Jericho in the main match, but, on top of all that, Rollins has a win over him, right? That's for sure. He absolutely has a win over him. So, interesting nonetheless. Then we get to the Jericho Reigns match, and as I told you last night, man, I was into this match. I was really surprised with how good this match was. It was for the U.S. title, and I was positive. Maybe you guys can all laugh at me and say, there's no way. I'm shocked that you believe that. But I was positive with the deck stacked against Jericho. I thought he was going to walk out with the U.S. title. I don't know why. I just thought he was going to. And it was a great match. Jericho almost got a cheap win, nailed his code breaker. But Roman Reigns, he can just get out of any situations. He's Super Cena. A great segment. Jericho did the Eddie Guerrero, where he tried to get Reigns disqualified. He brought the championship belt in the ring, pretended to fall down, and the ref wouldn't disqualify Reigns, even though it looked like he was going to, which would have resulted in a title change. There was a disqualification, would be a title change in this match, but this match delivered in a big way. But Roman Reigns got the better of him. But I was really surprised. I just figured all the times Roman Reigns is beating him, and with the deck stacked tonight, I really thought it was going to be Jericho's night. So I was kind of bummed about that. But I gotta say, I thought this was the best match they've had. There was a lot of drama in this one, a lot of, close finishes. So, good match. I was thoroughly entertained. How about you? Mr. Dick. Big Dick. Well, Big Dick. I don't know where the Dick Man is, but, I guess you just don't, my synopsis was so good. You just don't know what to say, do you? Anyway, let's see. And then there's the main segment, which I loved. And I really hope Big Dick, you come back into the main frame here. This literally main segment had everybody and their mother involved in it. To kind of build.
I like this a lot because it was a lot of people involved, but it wasn't overbooked. Like you have like Survivor Series, you have everybody has to get their finish move in, and it's like segments where they'll have this. This was not booked that way, and I liked it. And it also led me to believe that there could be like 6 or 7 different matchups going into the Royal Rumble, the winner of the Royal Rumble, going into the next pay-per-view, which I don't know if it's Backroads or Backstash or Slapnuts or whatever it is.
It's
and
slap, you got it. It's Slapnuts.
Okay. But, yeah, I think that I like it because there's multiple rivalries out there, and I think it was good that they got a little bit of a test of, okay, who's going to get heat? I mean, this could be the ultimate heel persona for Roman Reigns if he costs, what's his name, the title match.
Who, Goldberg?
Yeah.
So tell us about the segment. Like, what happened?
Well, I think Kevin Owens was in the ring for his first ever KO show or Kevin Owens show, and Jericho's out there, and some guy was out there holding up a Kevin Owens show sign with wings on it. Or, not wings on it. He had a fucking, like, on his head.
Wait, did you enjoy it?
I did. I didn't know who. I thought it was going to be. I was actually hoping I was going to be like Goldberg or Sami Zayn or something, and it would be like a cool segment, like where somebody's hiding in it. But no, it was just some guy. He had a fucking sign on his head, so that was interesting. But then we have Goldberg came out. They got in a shoving match, sort of yelled at each other. Then Roman Reigns came out, and then Paul Heyman came out and made everybody think that Lesnar was coming out. And so it's the 4 of them in the ring. And we have Goldberg staring down Roman Reigns. And you have Heyman come down, pretending he brought Lesnar with him. Then he didn't. And then I think Braun Strowman came down next.
Yep.
And
ended
Raw by getting inside of the ring, screaming really loud, and then getting a double spear with Reigns and Goldberg.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was awesome. I actually was hoping Reigns and Goldberg would go at it, but Gold.
Say that, but I think you say they may still. I like it because it sort of builds up an anticipation that this could happen. Sort of like how they had a couple of years ago. They had the Wyatts and the Shield. I mean, they had so many face-to-face confrontations where something could have gone down, and they saved it for the right moment. And it was a really big moment at the pay-per-view.
I agree. I was just surprised how Goldberg, like, you know, he's at another level, man. Like, people love him, man. He's just at another level.
Sort of hate him. No, or not hate him, but like just like the way he left WWE last time. Not on great terms. But you know what? I mean, that was 12, 13 years ago. I think people are over it, and fucking, they want to see a legend. They want to see if Hulk Hogan was main eventing, I think they could sell it out. They want to see stuff like that.
I agree with you 100%, man. I agree with you 100%, man. I just thought it was just wonderful to see him out there, and Owens sold him perfectly, like he was afraid of him. It was just cool, man. It was a lot of fun, man. I was really pumped up, bro. I really liked what I saw out there. So, you know, it's gonna be a great Royal Rumble, man. If I had a gun to my head and somebody asked me who do I thought would win the Royal Rumble, right now I think I would go with I'd go with Jericho. I think he's gonna win it. I know that's probably a long shot, but I do think he's gonna win. I think they're gonna have him face Owens at WrestleMania. I think Goldberg. I said this to you yesterday when we talked. I think Goldberg is gonna be a one-man wrecking crew in the Royal Rumble, and I think he's gonna take out 5 or 6 main eventers. I think he's gonna be dominant like no other, and then I think Goldberg or Strowman or one of those guys is going to cost him, and they're going to the crowd's going to go crazy. But you know, I think but I wouldn't be surprised if Goldberg won. Wouldn't be surprised if Brock Lesnar won. I wouldn't be surprised if The Undertaker won. Wouldn't be surprised if Braun Strowman won. I would be surprised if Roman Reigns won, just because he won. You know, he was in the main event last year.
Ambrose. There's plenty of people who would like the title shot.
It's gonna be awesome, dude. I mean, I'm excited, man. I thought But do you see what I'm saying though about how Raw was tonight? Like everything kind of culminated and came together, and that's good booking. You know, like everybody's storylines kind of intersected, and I think SmackDown's done a good job of that too with you know, all the guys like what's their names with Baron Corbin specifically, and how he's intertwined with AJ Styles, and he's been there with Kalisto, and you know he's in everything with everybody. So I don't know, man. I just thought it was cool. You know, I thought it was a good show. I was entertained.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited. And you know what? The pay-per-view for Royal Rumble, it's pretty stacked as it sits right now, and that's not including. I know WWE loves the element of surprise. So I mean, you could have you have a couple of NXT call-ups be brought in and maybe make a run at a championship there.
What about Meek Mahan?
Meek Mahan, who's that?
Meek Mahan. That's who.
You just remember the New Day?
Meek Mahan is who he's Vince McMahon, who our boy, what's his face, Matt Hardy calls Vince McMahon Meek Mahan.
Who called that?
Matt Hardy. He's afraid that people from TNA will leave and work for the evil Meek Mahan. That's what he calls him on TV, Meek Mahan.
That's funny, man. Dude,
and then the gentleman with the 3 H's who buries young talent. I mean, the fact that he gets away with all this shit, it's awesome because the gentleman with the 3 H's. Speaking of the gentleman, they did have a vignette for my man, Jack Gallagher, who is the extraordinary gentleman. I love him. He is one of my favorite people, like all around.
Has he supplanted the Brian Kendricks as your favorite 205 and under? No?
No, I actually really am getting into 205 Live. Neville's awesome, by the way, but Kendrick's definitely my favorite by far. I love Kendrick. He's the man. He's the man with a plan. You know, he's the man with a plan.
And he's the man with the best tights as well. He has some spectacular tights that he wears. Right.
He's got the best theme song, man, and he's the badass. He's got great ring psychology. He's awesome. He's totally awesome. But I do think Jack Gallagher is unbelievable. He's so unique. I've never seen anything like him, and he's a gentleman.
Yeah, no, his gimmick is freaking pure gold.
I mean, he's gonna be around for a while. People like him. I mean, I know he's been huge internationally, but I think he's gonna be great. And I really think you can at some point, you can tie him in with the vaudevillains, which will be hysterical when they do that. I know that there's SmackDown.
Think about Austin Aries getting involved with the cruiserweights.
Austin Aries is incredible, and you know what? Neville coming over now shows that that it's okay to be in the cruiserweight division. It's not like you're a jobber, and I think that's cool. And then with Aries, his thing is he's the greatest man who ever lived, which I think is maybe the coolest and most badass moniker anyone has. The greatest man who ever lived. I mean, that's awesome. And I used to love his Titantron or whatever you want to call it, his Tron in TNA, because it would say on the background, the greatest man who ever lived. But wouldn't it be something if the greatest man who ever lived took on the extraordinary gentleman? I mean, that would be extraordinary. I mean, they're very great people. Oh man, it's funny. But I can't wait for Aries to get on TV or as a wrestler. But I mean, I gotta say, he's a really good commentator, and him and Corey Graves are incredible together as heel announcers.
Yeah, I really didn't impress with Corey Graves as an announcer. At first, I wasn't too thrilled with him, and then I sort of realized.
I feel the exact same way.
I didn't think he was that great, and then I'm like, wait a second, he does. What does he do? He does. Does he do 205 Live? Does he announce there?
Yeah, I mean, 205 Live is really I mean, it's a great announcing because
who announces for that? Aries or Graves?
No, they have Aries, Graves, and Morrow. It's a really good lineup. Yeah, I mean I honestly, I hated the cruiserweights on Raw. I mean, but I'm back into it now that I've seen them on 205 Live. Like, I'm into it. I think they just picked the wrong guys to start with on Raw. Like, they just didn't pick good people. Like, I'm sorry. I just don't think Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander are very good. I don't think Drew Gulak's very good. I don't think Tony Nese is that great. Meanwhile, they got all these other guys like, Mustafa Ali. They got, the great, the Extraordinary Gentleman. I mean, they should have led with these guys, not the bronies they picked.
Part of that, though, is I think that we talked about this, was that the cruiserweight division, like, it's just a bunch of people that we have no connection to, never heard of before, unless we watched a tournament. And even if we watched a tournament, it was all about wrestling. It wasn't about, like, any, like, bad guys, good guys. And really the only really well-defined heel or face going in was the Brian Kendrick. Now,
right, but if they used Tajiri, for instance, he would have been like he's going to be on 205 this week. People would have liked that. People like Tajiri. Or Kalisto.
Well, that's the thing. That's what I remember when we talked about it. He said, look, it's like put Enzo Amore, put Kalisto, put Neville.
Yeah, you got all these guys. Like, I mean, you mix in the other guys. You don't, but it can't be just those guys that are, like you said, that we're not connected to. I love the way you put that.
Yeah, and I mean, you put Cedric Alexander with a face like Enzo, and guess what? He's going to get over a lot quicker than a stupid backstage segment with 3 other cruiserweights just talking about sportsmanship or something. That's not going to. That's what they didn't realize wasn't going to get him over. So I think sprinkling in existing talent and then bringing in more diverse talent is, I think they're definitely starting to handle it the right way. So I'm looking forward to this division progressing.
Don't mess with Calypso.
Nope. What are your thoughts on the tag team division? Are we going to get any more tag teams out there? Because really right now we still only have 3, unless you count like the Ascension.
I think it depends. I mean, I think Revival's definitely coming,
Yeah, but would they go? Do they go to SmackDown or do they go to Raw?
I mean, I guess it seems like SmackDown's where they're really investing in the tag teams. So I guess they'd go there, but I mean, they really should be on Raw.
Yeah.
New Day being such dominant champions really stifled the show,
I agree with you on that. I hated it. Like, I mean, I think I said in pay-per-views for who was it? The Vaughn Villains, Anderson and Gallows. They need to lose the titles to them at some, just to establish these other teams as a legitimate title threat. And when they didn't, that's when these teams go away.
What do you mean?
Like the Vaughn Villains, like they're wrestling on like WWE superstars right now.
Yeah, they need to. Well, the thing is, they don't know how to book. Like one thing I hated about the women's division back during when it was the Divas title or whatever is like it just felt like everybody got their turn to be champion, and I hated that. It was like, okay, well, everyone at some point everyone's going to be champion. Like Alicia Fox was champion. Everybody had their chance to be champion, and that made the division weak. And the reason everybody got to be the champion was because there's only 8 people, and the tag team division's the same way. You just need to load it with tag teams, like tons of tag teams. That way, it means something when you're a champion, and not everyone will get a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it almost feels like the New Day, through the last couple of months, it was more like defending against just like slapped together tag teams, so Reigns and Ambrose or Reigns and Rollins or something like that versus straight up tag team matchups.
New Day rocks.
New Day rocks. What are your thoughts on the big hard-on, and this doesn't go for SmackDown or for Raw, it goes for SmackDown also. So much talk between the announcers, like while watching it, about about the ratings, and like we're putting out a better show to get better ratings. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's stupid because they're all owned by the same company.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they make a big deal about it, and that's sort of the motivation that that they're going to have moving forward for making decisions.
They should. You listen, when they had the whole Undertaker Shane thing last year, what they should have done is somehow Shane made investments and bought back his shares in the company, and he said, "I got another try at this. We're gonna make the other show or one of the shows WCW, and you make it look like WCW used to look, and you can update it a little bit, but make it look. Bring back all. They should have brought back all the old titles." Keep the shows completely independent, but you can make the roster whoever you want. But have the announcers be like Booker T. Make it feel WCW. Give it a WCW commissioner. And then the ratings would have mattered, and people would have got into it. It would have been WCW versus WWE again. But they don't actually fight each other. You know, and I mean, how can you not do that when you own those logos? How can you not do that? I don't understand.
Yeah, it sort of blows my mind.
I mean, it's such an obvious angle. You don't, and I'm not saying bring back Kevin Nash, you don't bring back any of them. You could have brought back Goldberg, you know, like the one guy that's left, you know, that would have been, man, they really just, that storyline is money still to this day. And I know people are like, oh, it's been done. Not like that, where they're just separate. They're just separate and they don't, you have them to go separate another 3 years, another 4 years, and then let them loose 3 or 4 years from now. You will make more money than you've ever seen. But they won't do that. They won't do that.
You don't think so?
Nope. You're gonna have vanilla versus chocolate. You know?
I hear what you're saying, brother.
Well, I mean, like I said, it was a good Raw. I want to see if I can find some of Matt Hardy saying Meek Mahan. I can't. I love Meek Mahan, dude. Meek Mahan. That's so funny, man. Anyway, that's all I got for this week. Anything you want to promote, Vic, or anything you want to talk about?
No, I think it's all promoted out.
Killer Kev, you here? Anything planned for Thursday Night AMP tomorrow night?
We're going to be discussing the results of Wrestle Kingdom 11.
What the hell is Wrestle Kingdom 11?
It is the biggest show of the year for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and on scale and size, it may have actually eclipsed WrestleMania this year.
No way.
Yes way.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
They completely sold out the Tokyo Dome.
Big deal. Let me tell you something. Any federation that copies the NWO angle with NWO Japan, they're not that great. Do they still have NWO Japan running everything? Is it still Tenzan, Muda, and Chono beating everyone? Or is it still going, the NWO Japan angle?
No, NWO Japan's been dead for years.
You like how I just assumed that same angle is going?
Well, I mean, you know, that's not a bad assumption per se. I mean, hell, NWO is still, you know, running here in the United States in some incarnation.
Dude, Vincent is still available for all your party needs.
Wait. How is the NWO still around?
Oh,
Vincent.
I'm sure you can still book the same team together. You know, Kevin Nash will pull out the gear, no problem.
With Bagwell and Judy Bagwell on a pole.
Yeah, probably.
Kev, let me just ask you a question. If you have a Raw, right? A Raw, like, and you know, you got many Raws, like a go-home Raw show, and you got to fill 3 hours. Why not just one time bring out the NWO and let them, you know, bring out Nash, Hall, and X-Pac and let them take on whoever your big faction is at the time?
Well,
would it be that bad?
Well, first of all, it would take them about 30 minutes just to get down to the ring, which is fine. You could open the show with that because you could have Triple H standing in the ring, you know, or Stephanie Man in the middle of the ring talking for about a half hour, and that gives plenty of time for Nash to hobble down there to the ring. You know, X-Pac could probably make it just fine. Kevin Hall, you know, he's probably not going to get there at the last minute because he's still stuck at the bar someplace. So, you know, by the time they actually get down to the ring, you know, you're probably ready for the match, but, you know, 30 seconds in, Kevin Nash is going to blow out his quad, so that's going to put him on the apron for the rest of the match. Scott Hall's going to be too drunk, you know, so, you know, he'll slop it up for about 2 minutes. So you're going to be left with X-Pac trying to carry this entire match against, whoever they got, so, put them against the New Day, and, it's going to be a 3-on-1 ass whooping. It's probably not going to be looking very good.
Well, I appreciate you answering that question. That's probably what would happen. That's pretty funny. So that's why they don't do it.
You know what? If they really wanted to do something, pull out the B team. Where the hell is Horace Boulder?
Yeah, man, and Scott Norton.
What's Ice Train doing?
Quick question for you. New Year. Do you think when December 31st comes around, 2017, Paige will still be alive?
Are there any betting odds in Vegas on that right now? What's that line? And I don't mean the white line. Down the table. Good Lord. Oh, I should not say things like that. 2016 was so harsh. So harsh. I don't want to make guesses like that.
I think that Del Rio and Paige are the new Luger and Liz.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad, man.
Don't you think, though? Honestly.
God, I hope not.
I think there's a lot of parallels, man. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's like a man, a very attractive, in-shape man manipulating a young lady.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think Del Rio has a spell on her?
No, I just think that she's just probably, she's in love.
Why? Why is she in love with Del Rio, though?
I don't know. Why is anybody in love with anybody?
I think Del Rio is a beautiful man.
Maybe she gets along well with his kids. I don't know.
I like that Del Rio is still married, too. That's awesome. I think it's a nice touch. All right, well, that's all I got for this week, guys. I think that was a great show. I enjoyed catching up with you guys. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties before we came on the air. But we will be back next week. It should be a good show as well. And we look forward to catching up with everybody. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. The Tensai, the Dick, and the Kev want to say thank you. Bring us home, Big Vic.
Well, good start so far. Raw, 1 for 1. AngryTensai and Big Dick with a little help